It starts before the village wakes, before the fire, before anyone is watching. A pair of ringed hands moving slowly over a pot that has no business being warm. Whatever she squeezes into that rice, it is not palm oil. It is not pepper. It goes in dark, and the pot swallows it whole.
Very good.
She is not praying. She is not seasoning. She is making a promise to the food, to the pot, to something listening that nobody else in this village knows is there. This is not a story about a woman who cooked well. It is a story about what she hid inside the cooking. Oweri Creek, Delta State, a village that minds its own business, trusts its neighbors, and starts every morning the same way, with the smell of Clara's banga rice drifting through 3 streets before most people have opened their eyes. They do not always remember deciding to come. They just find themselves here, in line, stomach tight, waiting, every morning, like something in them has no choice. Clara Osi, 42, the most loved woman in this market. Nobody in Oweri Creek will tell you a single thing wrong with her. That is part of the problem. She keeps 2 girls close. Ada, 19, quiet, watchful, and Nkechi, 21, sharp and already carrying questions she has not yet found the courage to ask out loud. The stain at the bottom of that pot has never come out. Not once. Nkechi has tried every morning. Dark red. Sitting deep in the metal like it was put there on purpose. Like it belongs there. She touches the side of the pot before lighting the fire. It is already warm. There's no explanation for that. No sun, no leftover heat, just warmth, sitting there, waiting. Nkechi pulls her hand back and does not say a word, but she will not forget this. Clara catches Nkechi staring at the pot. No shouting, no long explanation, just a look. The kind that says the question is not welcome, and asking it again would be a mistake. Ada sees the whole exchange. She keeps her eyes down and her hands moving. In a place like this, knowing when not to look is its own kind of survival.
Ada, the pot was hot before fire, every morning. And those red marks, they won't wash. Maybe it's nothing. I know what I saw, Ada.
Thursday. Clara sends both girls home early. She has never done that before. Nkechi walks away, and then stops, turns around, goes back.
Good morning, my friend.
Again, no fire.
Ready for them today.
She's whispering again.
Girls, you've worked hard. Go rest.
Thank you, madam. Something's off.
Go on now. See you tomorrow.
Adam, staying. I have to see. Nkechi, please don't. It's dangerous. I can't pretend anymore. Be careful, please. Be careful, please. No, not again. The pot, it's already hot. No fire, how?
Through a crack in the wall, Nkechi watches. There is no fire. There has never been a fire at this hour, and yet that pot is moving. Clara's hands go into something wrapped in cloth. What comes out is dark, darker than anything that should be going into food. She squeezes it slowly, deliberately, like she has done this 100 times before. Nkechi does not wait to see the rest. She runs, not walking fast, running. The kind of running that comes from seeing something your mind is not ready to hold. She does not come to work the next morning. Clara tells Ada she went to visit family. She says it the same way she says everything. Warm, unbothered, completely sure of herself. Ada arrives alone. The stall is already open. The pot is already bubbling. She picks up the ladle with hands that are not quite steady and she begins the day.
Nkechi?
Ada, good morning. She's visiting family.
Family.
2 days later, Ada is watching Clara work when the light shifts. Just for a moment in direct sunlight, Clara's eyes catch the glare differently. Ada looks away before Clara can catch her looking.
No fire again. How is it already hot?
Ada, plates ready?
Yes, madam. Faces in the rice. They're moving. This can't be. Nkechi was right.
Across the village, other people are having the same dream. They wake before sunrise, restless, already thinking about the market, already counting the hours until they can get back in that line. One rainy night, Ada hears humming. low and steady, coming from the direction of the market. She tells herself not to follow it. She follows it anyway.
That sound. She's humming again. It's coming from the market. I know that tune, Pay. I have to see, I have to know. What red lights? She's there right now. I can't turn back.
Through the stall window, in the dark, Shashi sees Clara standing with both arms raised. The pot below her glows red. There is no fire. There has never needed to be. Ada watches Clara lean in close to the pot and speak to it. Not loudly, not in any language Ada can fully make out. But whatever she is saying, the pot responds, hissing softly like it understands.
Feed them, bind them, that they are mine forever. Iki Dripos dream of me. Never forget.
Ada shifts her weight. Her foot finds a patch of wet mud and slips. The sound is small, but the night is quiet. Clara's head turns slowly toward the window.
Run, little one. You'll come back, they always do. Curiosity is hungry. Soon.
Ada runs. Through the rain, through the dark, back to her room. She does not sleep. She sits on the edge of her bed and stares at the wall until morning comes. And when morning comes, she goes back to work. Because she has nowhere else to go. Because leaving would mean explaining why. And Ada is not ready to say out loud what she saw.
I have nowhere else to go. I have to go back. My stomach is growling. How can I want this after what I saw?
Next one, come eat.
One more plate.
I can't. I won't.
What is that
Can't
smell?
leave yet.
God, that's strong. This village food, dangerous. Okay, just one plate.
He comes back the next day, and the day after that. Each time he tells himself it is the last time. Each time his feet bring him back anyway. Marcus is an engineer. He understands systems, patterns, cause, and effect. This pattern does not sit well with him.
Don't worry about the rest. Eat.
Thank you. She's letting him through again. Something is very wrong here.
He starts watching instead of eating. The same faces in the queue every single day. Not occasionally, every day. Men who look like they have jobs to get to. Women with children on their backs. All of them here, all of them waiting, eyes a little too calm for people standing in a food queue. He watches Ada. She never looks at the customers directly. She keeps her eyes on the food, on the bowls, on her hands. Like a girl who has learned that seeing less is safer.
Everyone's so intense. That man is clutching his wallet like gold. And she says she already ate? This place is something else.
First time here.
That obvious?
You still look like you're in control. Give it 5 minutes.
Challenge accepted. God. This is impossible. One more bite. Wow. This rice, it's criminal.
Me? Innocent.
5 minutes, more like 5 seconds.
You city boys always complaining.
What happened to Nkechi?
She saw something, then gone.
You've seen it too.
Yes, every day.
One afternoon, Marcus pushes his plate away, half full. He sits with it for a long moment, then stands up and walks away. It is harder than it should be to walk away from a half-finished plate of rice. That tells him everything. That evening, he goes to his uncle's house and asks about Clara. Father Emmanuel goes quiet in a way that is not the quiet of a man who does not know. It is the quiet of a man who has been waiting for someone to ask.
Something is wrong at that stall. The people, they're not right after eating. I have felt it for a long time. Then tell me everything. Hunger is a powerful thing. They find food that fills them, they stop asking. And Nkechi? She disappeared and we forgot in 3 days.
Not moved on, stopped, like she had never existed. Marcus stares at his uncle. A girl disappears and a village forgets her in 3 days because the food is too good. Father Emmanuel does not argue with that summary. He just looks tired. The kind of tired that comes from carrying guilt for a long time.
I don't know how to answer that.
Marcus makes a decision. Not loud, not dramatic, just a quiet settling inside him, the way a man decides something when he knows he cannot unknow what he already knows. They find proof. That is where it starts. He thinks of Ada. She works that stall every day and keeps her eyes down and says nothing. That is not the behavior of a girl who sees nothing. That is the behavior of a girl who has seen too much and has no one to tell. He finds her at the stream the next morning. She is washing cloth alone, the way people do things when they are used to being alone. He sits nearby. He does not rush her. He just waits.
What happened to Nkechi? I know you saw something.
She saw and then she was gone.
Ada talks, slowly at first, then all at once. The rainy night, the glowing pot, Clara's red eyes turning toward the window. The way she ran, the way she went back the next morning because she had no choice. She has been carrying this alone for weeks. She tells him about the old stream past the mango grove. Clara goes there at midnight. She has seen her leave. She has never followed. She says this last part like a confession.
That rainy night, I saw her eyes turn red. I told Nkechi to forget it and then she was gone. I should have listened. I should have helped her.
The one past the mango grove?
Yes, that's where she goes.
Marcus goes that night, alone, in the dark, through the mango grove to a stream that looks different at midnight than it does in daylight. Quieter, heavier, like the water itself is paying attention. Clara kneels at the bank. Her lips are moving. Then the water begins to glow, red, from somewhere deep beneath the surface. Something moves down there, something large and slow and deliberate.
It's starting. Yes, come. The river mother answers. Beautiful.
Clara speaks to the river, not praying, negotiating. She has been coming here for years. This is a transaction. She gives something. The river gives something back. The village is caught in the middle of a deal they never agreed to.
River mother, hear me now. Bless this offering. Feed them. Let them hunger for me and only me. Let my name outlive this village. Let me never be forgotten. Please, feed them and they will never leave you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Marcus shifts his weight. A stick snaps beneath his foot. In the silence of that grove, it sounds like a gunshot.
Someone, show yourself.
Clara sweeps her lamp across the tree line. Slow, methodical. The light passes over his tree and keeps moving. He does not breathe. She speaks to the darkness. Not frantically, calmly. Ah, the way a woman speaks when she knows she is not alone and is not afraid of whoever is listening. Then she turns back to the river.
She was there at the old stream. She called something, it answered.
Marcus runs to Father Emmanuel's house. He wakes the old man up and tells him everything. The priest listens without interrupting. Then he explains what Marcus saw. Blood carries intention, the river empowers it, and every bowl of rice this village has eaten has had both inside it.
It has to stop. We need proof, something the whole village can see. Then get it. Not suspicion, something real.
The next morning, Marcus goes back to Ada. He tells her he went to the stream. He tells her what he saw. Ada looks at him for a long moment. Not surprised, just quietly relieved that someone else has finally seen it too.
I went to the old stream last night.
You what?
You could have disappeared like Nkechi.
I know.
He asks her to record it, hide her phone in the stall, angle it at the pot, press record, and walk out. Ada is quiet for a moment, and then she thinks of Nkechi. She says yes.
Nkechi came to me scared. I told her to forget it. I am not going to do that again.
Thank you.
Tell me where to hide it.
You are a good worker, Ada. Better than the last one.
Thank you, madam.
That evening, Ada positions her phone between two clay pots on the back shelf. She checks the angle twice. She presses record. Then she turns to Clara, says goodnight, and walks out of the stall on legs that do not feel entirely steady.
I did it. It's over for tonight. Tomorrow. She's starting. The humming. It's the same tune. Come on, phone. Work.
The market empties around her. Clara's light stays on. The humming begins. Low at first, then fuller, filling the empty market the way water fills a bowl. Slowly, completely, until there's no room for anything else.
Come now. They will dream of mine, oh mine.
Inside the stall, Clara performs the ritual, the cloth, the dark liquid, the pot responding like it recognizes her. And she works with the ease of a woman doing something she has done 1,000 times.
You are mine. All of you are mine. Dream of me tonight. Wake hungry.
She speaks to the food, private, satisfied, unhurried. This is not performance, this is routine. This is simply what she does when no one is watching. Except tonight, someone is. Ada slips back into the stall, moves to the shelf, takes the phone, does not run, not yet. She walks to the edge of the market first, controlled, careful. Then she runs.
Wait, Nina. Keep going. I have it. I have proof. Don't stop. It's over.
She arrives at Father Emmanuel's house breathless. Marcus is already there. All three of them crowd around the small screen and watch the recording together in silence. Marcus watches it through once. Then he sets the phone down and puts his face in both hands.
You are mine.
What is on that recording is not something a
All
reasonable
of you
person
are
can
mine.
dismiss. It is not
Dream
shadow.
of me tonight.
It is not distortion. It is
Wake
exactly
hungry.
what it looks like. Ada looks at both of them. She is 19 years old and she has been living with this alone for longer than anyone should have to. She is done being quiet about it. They go to the elders tomorrow. Chief Okafor's compound. 7 elders seated. The kind of men who have seen enough of life to be difficult to shock. Marcus plays the recording. Nobody speaks. He plays it again. The silence after the second viewing is a different kind of silence. The chief looks at Ada, a 19-year-old girl who worked that stall every day, saw what she saw, and still came back the next morning because she had no choice. He looks at her for a long time before he says anything. Elder Briggs raises his objection. This could divide the village. People have livelihoods. Clara feeds hundreds. Marcus listens to the objection. He does not argue with it. He just lets it sit in the room next to the recording. Father Emmanuel speaks. His voice is quiet, but there is no softness in what he says. He names Nkechi out loud, the girl this village forgot in 3 days. He asks how many more before the elders decide that enough is enough. The chief makes the call. Tonight. No more silence. No more forgetting.
Tonight, no more silence. No more forgetting.
The elders do not debate after that. There is nothing left to debate. After midnight, 23 people position themselves around Clara's stall. Elders, young men, 3 women. Nobody speaks above a whisper. Nobody carries anything except a lamp. Marcus and Ada crouch together in the dark and wait.
Are you okay?
No. Are you?
Do you think she knows we're here?
If she knew we'd be gone. Like in Ketchy.
Clara steps out of the stall. She checks the road in both directions. Unhurried, routine, the way she always does. Then she goes back inside. A few minutes later, the humming begins. Marcus watches through the gap in the wall. Clara produces the cloth. Her movements are calm and certain. She has done this so many times that there is no hesitation left in her body. He looks at Ada. Ada nods. He stands. 23 lamps blaze on at once. Clara spins. For 1 single second, just one, the mask is completely gone. What is underneath it is not calm. It is not warm. It is not the woman this village thinks it knows.
What is this?
It is finished.
You think so?
She straightens her wrapper, lifts her chin, and looks at the circle of people around her like she is the one who called this meeting. She tries to push through. The circle holds. Chief Okafor steps forward and tells her it is finished. Clara looks at him the way a woman looks at someone she has known for decades and has never once feared.
None of you would be anything without me. I fed this village. I made you happy. You need me.
Marcus holds up the phone and presses play. Clara's own voice fills the stall. Her words, her ritual, her private satisfaction. The crowd in their night clothes goes completely still. Tayum. A woman covers her mouth. A man looks down at his own hands, the hands that have carried bowl after bowl of that rice home to his family. A boy looks at his father. The stall is full of people understanding something they cannot take back.
Listen,
You are mine. All of you are mine. Dream of me.
this is who she really is.
Clara cracks, not all at once, like something structural giving way under pressure that has been building for too long. She is not sorry, but she is cornered. Mama Rose steps forward. She has eaten Clara's food longer than almost anyone in this market. She has brought her children to this stall. She looks Clara in the eye and tells her what was done to this village. That joy built on bondage is not joy. That happiness you manufacture in a pot is not happiness, it is a cage.
None of you understand what it takes. I fed this village. I made you happy. We were happy because you bound us. That is not happiness, Clara. That is a cage.
Clara's mouth opens. Nothing comes out. For the first time in as long as anyone can remember, Clara Osi has nothing to say. They make her carry the pot on her head through the village. She walks, and as she walks, she begins to call out. The same voice, the same rhythm she has used every morning for years. Banga rice. Come and buy. The crowd walking behind her goes silent. There is nothing in the world quite as haunting as a familiar thing in the wrong context. At the village square, she falls to her knees. The chief demands the truth, all of it, from the beginning. The square is completely still.
The river goddess. I gave her blood.
She confesses. The river, the blood. And then the chief asks about Nkechi. The square goes silent in a different way.
And the girl, Nkechi. What happened to Nkechi?
I killed her. Because I was afraid. Because I could not stop it.
Ada whispers into that silence. Just a few words. A promise that she was not forgotten. That someone came back for her name, even when the food tried to swallow it whole. There is not a dry eye in that square. The chief delivers the judgment. Banishment. No debate, no appeal. One by one, in silence, the village turns their backs. Not in anger, in finality. The kind of goodbye that has no door left open. Clara is walked to the forest edge. The people who escort her do not speak. She does not speak either. The lamps behind them grow smaller as they move further from the village center. At the tree line, she stops. She turns and looks back at the village, at the lights, at the square, at everything she built and fed and controlled for years. Her eyes harden. Whatever softness the confession unlocked, it is gone now. She steps into the forest. The humming starts again, low, almost to herself. It fades with her footsteps, and then there is nothing. Just the dark and the trees, and the village left standing in the silence she walked away into. 2 weeks pass. The market is quieter. Clara's stall stands empty, and people walk past it the way people walk past a place where something bad happened, quickly, without looking directly at it. The shame settles in slowly. Not shame about Clara. Shame about themselves. And about how fast they forgot Nkechi. About how willingly they surrendered to something they never questioned because it tasted good. Ada is at the empty stall next door. Not Clara's stall, the one beside it. She has a bucket and a brush, and she is scrubbing the walls with the focused energy of someone who has made a decision and is already living inside it.
You think I'm cleaning someone else's stall? This is my stall.
Let's scrub continue.
Marcus watches her from the doorway. He asks why she is cleaning someone else's stall. Ada lays out the plan simply. Cook with the pot open so every customer can see every ingredient. No closed doors, no sending helpers home early, no secrets. While whatever goes into the food goes in where anyone passing can see it happen.
Clara was right about one thing. This village loves banga rice. The food wasn't the problem. What she put in it was,
She names it Ada's Table. 3 words on a hand-painted sign, slightly uneven, dried in the sun and nailed above the entrance. It is not the most polished sign in the market. It is the most honest one. Opening day, clean stall, fresh palm fruit cracked open on the counter where everyone can see it. Crayfish in a clear bowl, a proper fire, lit in front of whoever wants to watch it being lit. Nothing hidden, nothing closed. The first customer is Mama Rose. She stands at the counter and watches Ada prepare her plate from start to finish. She watches every hand movement, every ingredient, every step. Ada does not rush her. She lets her look. Mama Rose takes one bite.
This is how it is supposed to taste.
Her eyes fill, not dramatically, quietly. The way a person cries when something they thought was gone turns out to still be available. This is how it is supposed to taste. Clean, honest, just food. Word spreads. Not quickly, honestly. One person tells another person what they actually experienced, and that person comes to see for themselves. Within 3 weeks, there is a line outside Ada's Table. A calm line. People talking to each other. In no rush. Marcus helps build a bench outside the stall. They argue about the angle of the backrest. Ada wants it straight. Marcus insists on a slight lean. It is the kind of argument that only happens between people who are comfortable with each other. Neither of them acknowledges that. The bench gets built. Customers use it. Old men sit on it after eating and talk for an hour. Children sit on it while their mothers queue. It becomes, without anyone planning it, the most occupied bench in the market. One Sunday morning, Marcus arrives with his bag packed. Lagos is calling him back. The job, the life, the city that has been waiting patiently while he stayed longer than he meant to. He stands in the entrance of Ada's Table and looks at what she has built. He tells her she built something real. Ada looks around her stall, the open pot, the clear bowls, the honest fire, on the hand-painted sign, and says she had help. Marcus does not argue with that. He just smiles. He walks to the market edge and stops once, turns back. The smoke from Ada's Table is rising clean and straight into the morning air. No darkness in it, no secret. Just food. He turns back around and walks into the morning. 3 months later, a different road, a different village, the kind of place where strangers pass through without stopping. Dusty, quiet, unremarkable. 2 travelers moving on tired legs, stomachs empty, still a long way from where they are going. Kelechi stops walking first, not because his legs give out, because his nose does something his brain cannot immediately explain. He stands in the middle of the road and breathes in. Something is cooking nearby, something that smells like the best thing he has ever encountered in his life. Joseph smells it a second later. They look at each other. Neither of them says anything sensible. They just turn and follow it. The way people follow something that bypasses reasoning entirely and speaks directly to the stomach. The smell leads them around a bend in the road. And there it is. A roadside stall. Small, neat, an oil lamp burning warm in the early evening. A pot steaming on the fire. A woman in a yellow wrapper, her back turned, stirring slowly. They sit down without being invited to. That is the first thing worth noticing. They do not ask if they can sit. They do not check the price. They do not do any of the ordinary things a person does before committing to a roadside meal. They simply sit, like the decision was already made for them. She turns. The lamp catches her face. Radiant, warm, the kind of smile that makes a stranger feel like a regular. She tells them her name is Madame Clara. She asks if they are hungry. It is not really a question. She turns back to the pot. One hand stirs. The other moves beneath the table. Slow, deliberate, practiced. The movement of someone doing something they have done so many times, it no longer requires thought. The screen goes dark. Not slowly, all at once, but the sound remains. Her voice in the blackness, lifted into that familiar hawker's call that once rang through every morning in a Wary Creek market.
Call me Madame Clara. Banga rice. Come and buy.
She was seen 3 weeks later in a village 2 hours east. Same stall, same lamp, Same pot already hot before anyone watched her light a fire. A month after that, a market in the next state. Different road, different faces, same yellow wrapper, same rings catching the light. Nobody who ate her food that day ever forgot the taste. Nobody could explain why they went back the next morning before they had thought about it.
Morning, another day.